So day 2 was a very trying day for us. Tan was in full force and was really bringing the fight to us. And so there was a big push that we did on one of the buildings where there was an open window. It was a bedroom. There were several guys inside that needed to be taken out, and so we got a good push with a decently sized squad so that we could distract them enough that not everybody would get shot. We were able to get a couple explosive devices inside, you know, a Thunder Bee and a pea grenade, and then got some smokes around the building so that we could flank the other windows without being seen. Ultimately, we were able to capture the building. But it took us a try or two, and then ended up pushing us back quite close to our spawn a couple times, if I remember correctly. So they were doing an excellent job that day of being organized, of working together, of using the environment and the AO to their advantage. So they were doing a fantastic job, but it was time for us to push back.
So somewhere along the way, our 240 Bravo went down because the box mag died. So we were left with no option until luckily one of our teammates freed up, and he had an RPK with a Polar Star in it. So we linked directly up to the scuba tank and we put him up top in the turret so he could gun for us. A big push was on the central barrier checkpoint. We did a few strafing runs on it and picked off a couple people along the way. And then finally, we were rearing to go for another strafing run, and a squad linked up behind us, and we came up with a plan to provide cover for them so we could move up on the barrier. We got to a certain point, maybe about 100, 150 feet away from the barrier, where we stopped for a while, and finally we just said, we're going in. We gunned it. Matt and his forces came in to our right side, and we had some more forces on our left side coming in to attack that barrier.
Hey, tell them to get over there. I gotta get out of here. Okay, we gotta get out. We're coming out. Gotta go.
One of the shining moments from our second day was the big push that we had where we got everybody together and tried to retake one of the roadblocks that we've been fighting over. So as we began to push Tan back, we got more and more guys on this roadblock, and then we got the Humvee that was just coming out of respawn. It was now armed on the second day with a replacement gun. It was a PKM that was brought by another Airsoft player.
Originally, I believe UFS had it, and we decided to make a big push for it because they pushed us. They had the spawn, or they had the area. They pushed us to our spawn, so they held it down really good. We couldn't really get there without getting shot, so we all decided to have a plan again and then make an attack from left and right. And also believe we used the Hummer for support, which actually helped out a lot. So we gathered up. We started making the push toward the building. There was a structure on the corner, and then there was just roadblocks everywhere, and there was a couple vans there and stuff to hide behind. So we made the push. We had Matt, we had Jet, myself, we had, good guys in our squad, and we all decided to kind of split up and kind of surround this particular roadblock. That's what we did. So we ended up surrounding the roadblock, slowly making a push because they were dug in pretty deep around there. They had really good angles on the actual roadblock itself.
Hey, where's that? Go! Building! Get on the gun! I'm getting out of here. Right around that corner! Right around the corner! Get around the corner! Hey, where's that?
So the central barrier push was huge. It was a great firefight. We gunned it up to the front, and we had a lot of guys, like I said, coming in from the right and the left. a lot of cover and support. We tried to provide as much cover fire as possible so people could move up. A lot of guys got up to the barrier. They were using the Humvee as cover more or less, and it actually allowed for our team to make a huge push and a huge gain, because that whole central area was gridlocked for quite a while until we were able to coordinate that huge push.
Where are you taking fire from? Behind the van? You got a grenade? Who's got smoke? Over this corner 30 feet. Get that van.
Retake that control point, that roadblock, and that's, you know, what you'll see is have, you know, all this smoke's being thrown. You got guys on the bunkers, you've got guys on the walls of the buildings, and we're really doing a fantastic job of just increasing our area of control outward from that roadblock, taking house by house. And there was a lot of good teamwork going on our side, a lot of really good defense on the tan side as well. So.
Matt and his forces were coming up from the right side of the Humvee, and they made a huge impact. You know, they were able to pick guys off from behind cover who were pushing from the opposite side of the barrier. And then Miguel had some anti-vehicle, and he was able to move up into a position where he was able to pick off a few people. It took a few rockets to really get his bearings, but he finally got it, which was good.
Watch the friendly. Roger! Go. Move the barricade! Move the barricade! Stop! Push the barricade out of the way! Get that barricade down! You see it? You're above the clock.
So once we secured the barricade, it was a huge team effort to get forces beyond it and be able to secure it and hold that point. It was to the point where guys moved the barricade out of the way, and there was a guy just ran up and was chucking tires out of the way so the Humvee could get past, and so we could provide cover for all the people coming behind us. And you know, I haven't seen an effort like that put out in quite a long time. I mean, that guy was awesome. Whoever that guy was who was chucking the tires, thanks, that was awesome.
Kneel down, kneel down. We got a medic? We got a medic? I need a medic! There's a flag! Wait, 2 and 3! Guys, we're all dead here.
My partner is down.
We gotta run back. Clear the vehicle, we gotta back up. Am I clear in front? Here, let me get out. Yeah, get out. You're my ground guy, please. Actually. Clear. Watch Mike. Put you outside. Put your rag on. Oh, wait. Good? Is it clear? Good.
Overall, Copperhead was pretty sweet. We had a great time in Playas. It's an awesome facility. There's, you know, it's a large like desert sprawl, lots of buildings. You get a bit of outdoor combat, a bit of indoor combat. I'm looking forward to next year. I mean, the effects that they used and the structure of the game is on par with, you know, any AMS event. It was really well done, really well structured. Overall, they did a great job, and looking forward to next year.